Alright, here it is. Alright. LogiSwords and No Diff Unks. Winner goes to the playoffs. Loser goes home. This is essentially a playoff match here. We're going to be starting on Midtown. LogiSwords on defense. No Diff Unks on offense. No Diff Unks have made a late season push for playoffs. All season long, LogiSwords have been in control of that second seed. However, No Diff Unks have put their head down. They keep winning matches. Match after match, unexpected match. They beat AI. That's when it started looking a little bit odd for this league, and that's where the parity started. They gave themselves a fighting chance to make playoffs here, and this is their opportunity to take it. They have to take it against a team that they have already lost to. So that's a bonus you have going into this one if you're LogiSwords. You know you've already beat this team before. You just have to beat them again. Definitely the most important match of the day. This one will result in a team going home and a team going to the playoffs. Our final team eliminated, and it was the last day of Overbots where it's decided who will be in that playoffs spot. Will it be No Diff Unks or will it be LogiSwords? I don't think I'm going to post the results of this one for a little bit, just so people have the opportunity to watch it if they want. Most games have been fairly like one-sided, so we'll see. Hopefully this one's good. Okay, Ursa going in, getting that jab on the Reaper immediately. However, Reaper's going to get that bubble. Both bubbles go to Reaper, but he still falls. Cassidy's still alive here. A trade is going to happen. Okay, Hanzo popping off, getting 3 at the end. Oh my word. So a pick goes through for No Diff Unks, but they're not able to find the rest of the team. Only the Reaper falling in that one, and wow. Zarya kills one, and then the team just crumbles to the Hanzo Storm arrow. Good start here for LogiSwords. This is what you want to see. You want to secure your chance at the crown. Of course, I think you will be one of the weaker teams going into the playoffs, as you have not yet beat a playoff team. Oh boy. Other than this team. Now, this team's not even going to be a playoff team if you beat them. So, I mean, interesting. Anyways, LogiSwords winning a quick 2 fights here, and it's looking good for them. I believe LogiSwords have lost to every playoff team they've faced. They've lost to Rush Hour. They've lost to AI. And they've lost to Moldy Milkers. So yes, I believe they have. So even though you're making it to the dance, I don't know how far you're going to go in said dance. Whereas this other squad has beat AI, so we'll see. But you seem to hold the edge over this team at the very least, as you continue dominating them as they try to push in. So LogiSwords doing a very good job holding off No Diff Unks. Really making it hard for them. This first Midtown could be a full hold if it continues the way it is going right now. Hanzo obviously not going to use that Storm Arrow or Dragon Strike. So it's a bit rough if you are LogiSwords on that department. Cassidy coming in here. He's not going to find anything. It looks like Zarya is going to fall, but it's not going to be enough. Hanzo and Reaper are going to hold down the fort as they lose their 2 tanks. And wow, this is a dominant showing from LogiSwords. I think it was pretty dominant in their first matchup too. So give yourself the opportunity here, but just getting absolutely throttled on this Midtown. It's not looking good so far for No Diff Unks. I believe they played on this map the last time they played too. Yeah, I think it was a similar story, so it's probably an unfortunate map to get if you are No Diff Unks, and that is looking like another team fight victory gonna come the way of LogiSwords as the Orisa just goes down so fast. And wow, this could be very well be a full hold unless the ultimates are immaculate on the side of No Diff Unks. They're gonna need some massive Orisa ultimate if they want to win this. They're gonna hope the Queen doesn't get her own ult off in a highly explosive matter here. So LogiSwords firmly in control of this one. Comes the Oh, that was a huge ultimate. However, even though it was a huge ultimate, they do sustain through it. And they pick off one, and now Zarya's going to go down as Queen and Reaper were just so far off the point. And wow, okay, last possible second, No Diff Unks are going to take this point. Killing that Hanzo with the Orisa ult. And they give him a chance at this map. Okay. Bit of an odd start to this one. Surprised the Queen did not end up securing either of those kills she hit with the ult. Usually when she gets people with that ult, they do die, but I guess Cassidy had that DR on with his ultimate. So even though it antis, it does not get rid of damage resistance. And here comes the Coalescence. This could be a huge swing in the fight, as Orisa and Widow are going to deal with the tanks, and all that's left is Hanzo on the point. Reaper's coming back, but that might be ill-advised. I'm going to see some people contesting the payload here. Reaper's going to drop down here. This could be a rough decision-making. Could be rough decision-making, excuse me. I've been doing too much overbot casting. My brain is slowly turned into a bot itself. Okay. Going under the overpass here. Looks like they're going to go underneath. Going to get on this Moira pretty quick. Oh, going to switch targets. Oh, no, they are really on this Moira. Moira is going to be the first to fall. Widowmaker's probably going to fall down here too. Zarya doing a good job at finishing off those kills. Cassidy seems to be a little bit stuck. Probably going to die to Zarya real quickly here. And that will just be it for this push. Unfortunately, Cassidy, I think, is going to stagger out a little bit here. I don't know. Can he get himself to some safe positioning here? He is going to be felled by this Queen, most likely. Oh, does he get the health back? He does get to the health back. Okay, so never mind. He just keeps himself alive underneath, and now he will be here for the fight. Although now he's going to die. So at the very beginning of the next fight, he does die. Okay, and that is going to result in a LogiSwords Team 5 victory, and this might be where the payload ends. Might be where the push ends here. Sorry, it does go down. 30 seconds on the clock, so we will see another touch coming through. We do have the Orisa ult and the Cassidy ult. Those have been crucial in winning team fights for No Diff Unks. The zoning ult of the Cass, as well as that Orisa ultimate, have been very powerful. I don't know if we're going to see a touch, though, actually. They're taking their sweet time. We won't see a touch, will we? Oh, we won't see a touch. Okay, so that is where the payload is going to stop. Unfortunately, for the side of No Diff Unks, you do get that opening pick, but if you're not touching the payload, can't do much with it. So, LogiSwords, firm defense on Midtown. They almost full held, but fortunately for No Diff Unks, you were able to at least get through that first point. You do have a win condition in this. It's just going to be a matter of having a better hold than LogiSwords did, and that's a tough ask, especially with how these neutral fights have been going. The Hanzo has been shredding this team apart with his Storm Arrow. Neutral fights are going to be very important here for LogiSwords. They need to be winning those because they do not win when they have ults. The ults heavily favor this side of No Diff Unks. And while this map is going fairly hard in favor of Logiswords, you gotta wonder if future maps are gonna be the same, or if Midtown is just their map against the squad. Well, remains to be seen. See how let us see how No Diff Unks approach Logiswords on the defense here. Almost got full held by some heroics by their Orisa and their Cassidy. They were able to push through, but only were able to make it to the underpass on that second point. So we will have to see if anything changes. Gonna have to see some pop-off potential coming out from this Widowmaker, as well as the Cassidy. They want to take the series lead in this one. It's a tough ask because you have to basically do the same thing that happened to you. Sorry, going in pretty deep. She is on this Widowmaker. The Widowmaker's going to fall very quickly, and this is looking like a LogiSwords first point take. more than likely. Cassidy does trade, but it's probably not going to be enough. Zarya's going to go down. Only Cassidy is up, though. The trades do favor... they do favor LogiSwords as they got the first pick in that one. And that will be a very blistering fast first take. Stark difference there. Note if Onks are on the brink of losing this first map. You would not want to be down 1-0 in this series. Moira's going to die very quickly. Not a great decision made there. She went in a little bit too deep for that. Cassidy probably going to get picked off by this Hanzo. Oh, actually the Queen. Zarya's going to go down, but maybe too little too late. Widowmaker does pick off one, so 2-2, but Widowmaker's going to fall to the Reaper spam. Queen getting pushed out by the Zarya or Orisa a little bit. However, does she do enough damage? She does. So Orisa going to pick off the Queen. Stay alive on this cart for a little bit longer, but the respawn advantage is just too big, I think, for LogiSwords here. Although that last pick came in kind of late, so here comes No Diff Unks. They are in the fight now. They do take out that Reaper with their Widow. It's just such a tough ask. This is such a long hold to make. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Orisa's getting very low. However, Hanzo going to go down. It doesn't matter. Just the two tanks alive for LogiSwords. However, it's only a Moira and a Widowmaker alive on the side of No Diff Unks, and that is not a lot of staying power. Widowmaker being kept alive by this Moira through thick and thin, but eventually she will fall, and that's probably just going to be the finale right there, as Orisa and Cassidy are going to back off and just let them take the victory on this map 1. LogiSwords pretty dominant on Midtown. Not a great look here from No Diff Unks. You do kind of get cleared in this one. We're going to have to see the maps. I think the maps are really going to matter in this one. I think you're going to want to see a lot of deathmatch or some sort of obscure map, something that doesn't require your team to stay alive for a lot of time. We'll see. But it is looking very good for LogiSwords so far. Up 1-0 in this one. Going to a deathmatch. Okay, this is immediately where we'll see the deathmatch. Unfortunately for you, deathmatch is also very good for LogiSwords, so I'm wondering how different this is going to look. Malevento, kind of an odd map. Lots of choke points to hold. Lots of different places fights can break down to, so we're going to have to watch where these fights are going. They can be all over the place sometimes. I have to see where they spawn. I'm going to try to track this as best as I can, but it's going to be rough. Okay, so this is where No Diff Unks are going to spawn. Widowmaker on this high ground. Here comes the Hanzo, so this is the first engagement. It's going to be in this tiny little choke. Could be rough for No Diff Unks. We'll see shortly. Zarya getting the Cassidy very low. He will eventually fall. Zarya's going to fall, though, I think. Maybe not. She does pick off that Orisa. Very good fight there from Zarya. Okay, this is going heavily in favor of LogiSwords. Is going to finish off that Widowmaker. His first quote-unquote playoff match is going very much in favor of the LogiSwords at the moment. And oh boy, I don't know if No Diff Unks will be able to run this back. Widowmaker gonna fall over here to the Hanzo. Under a lot of scrutiny here. Orisa gonna push in. She is gonna get most likely diffed by the combination of... Oh my. Wait. Is she gonna win this? She actually wins that engagement. She kills both Hanzo and... Oh my. And Widowmaker and Cass putting in some work over there. So now it is 5-4, or 5-9, so a 4-point difference. 5-9, a 4-point difference. Excuse me. Let me separate my words a little bit more. Orisa fighting this Queen. From what we've seen, Orisa wins that, yeah. So 9-6. Orisa gonna help pick off that Reaper, and now this point score is a little bit closer. A little bit more manageable here for No Diff Unks. Only a 2-point lead now. Make that a 1-point lead as Orisa is absolutely farming. Gonna get on that Hanzo. Gonna finish him off, and Queen is up. Reaper getting very low here. He's gonna go down to Queen. Is the last one up, and she will most likely fall. Question mark? Looks like she's gonna fall, right? Yeah, she goes down. So now No Diff Unks are in the lead on this Malevento, and they're going to continue pushing up towards this Zarya. Going to take her out, going to take out the Hanzo, and they are dissecting LogiSwords now. This is odd, though. Widowmaker all alone here. She's going to live, though. Take out that Reaper. Getting a little bit spread out, though, as No Diff Unks, and that could spell disaster for them. Although Zarya usually wins that, or Orisa usually wins that 1v1 against Queen. However, Zarya and Hanzo are probably going to win against the Moira and Widow, I'd say. Yes. So 4-point lead here on the side of No Diff Unks. However, Orisa has been shown to be a threat, and she can deal with 2 people at once sometimes. Cassidy able to finish off that kill for her. On the outside looking in. Reaper versus Cassidy. I'd much rather be the Cassidy in this situation. That will be a Reaper death. Here is a huge ult from Queen. That could turn this fight around. It's the ult from the... Oh, it doesn't quite do that. Although, actually, okay. Okay. LogiSwords. Able to endure. However, Zarya's going to go down at the end. Moira's very low. If they can finish off these 2 kills, make this look a little less bad for them. So, only a 5-point difference here. Orisa, once again, locked in with that Queen. And that usually goes the way of the Orisa whenever those 2 fight. Oh my word, Widowmaker picking off the Reaper. Queen's going in, but she's going to die to Widow too. And Zarya, all that's left here. And I think Zarya's going to fall fairly quickly here. Yep, she will go down. So Moira going to live through and kill off the Zarya. You have an 8-point lead for No Diff Unks. Widowmaker's going to fall. Cassidy's probably going to fall too. He's a little bit alone here against 3 players. And Orisa's going to fall too, so... Just a little bit more grouped up now for LogiSwords, which is a lot better for them. Moira versus Zarya on this flank is probably going to lead with a Zarya win, and it does. 20... So now, all of a sudden, the lead is being cut into... quite greedily by LogiSwords. They are coming back into this one. The horse on the outside looking in with her Moira. Moira's going to back off to her. Help her keep her alive. And they're going to take out the Zarya. And that's a big one. 3-point difference. That is being held onto by No Diff Unks. They are staying alive in this one. However, Orisa getting absolutely farmed. She will eventually fall. And it's only a 2-point lead now. And suddenly it is tied. So we're going to have to see No Diff Unks group up if they don't want to lose this lead. Moira getting very low, dangerously low. If she can get out of here. Oh, so now all of a sudden LogiSwords have the lead again. After a huge difference in points, they do run it back and are able to take back the lead. So now, Orisa able to take out that Queen. And maybe the Hanzo here. Oh, nope, she does get taken out by the Hanzo, so 3-point lead. Kind of maintained here. And Queen, oh, Queen spawning right next to the Hanzo is very unfortunate for that Moira. So a 4-point difference here, favoring LogiSwords. This is extraordinarily close, but I think LogiSwords hold a bit of an edge. Orisa doing her best, keep her team in this one, but Zarya is just supercharged now after how much damage she pumped in. All alone over here, just not getting much help at all from the rest of her team. It seems like LogiSwords are just way more grouped up at the moment. Which is an unfortunate circumstance. Only 5 kills needed now for LogiSwords, as they just have gotten way more grouped up than No Diff Unks. They have been deathballing all over. Zarya getting down to half, getting low. She will fall, but 7-point difference in only needing 3 kills here for the side of LogiSwords. You are very likely to go up 2-0. giving yourselves an opportunity to get into these playoffs is becoming more and more of a reality here. Moira's going to waste that Coalescence, and now all that's left is 2 kills needed, and they're right here. There's the Cassidy. All they need is this. All they need is 1 more kill, and they will have a 10-point lead. They will. Zarya killed Widow somewhere, and LogiSwords up 2-0 in this. They only need 1 more map. Notifonks have to do the incredible, and they have to reverse sweep now if they want to win this. And I don't see that happening, especially since they can't win two of the map types that are completely different than each other. They couldn't win on either of them, so it's not a good sign for the rest of the series. Going to watch point Gibraltar, so we're going to finish on Escort. This is more than likely a 3-0. Unfortunate finish for Notifonks. Came so close to taking a playoff spot away from this team, but at the very last second, LogiSwords are going to come in here and beat you at your own game. I like to think if Notifonks had made it to the dance, they would have had a good chance at winning the whole thing, actually. Beating a team like AI just makes you think maybe they could have done something had they made it. But we will not know at all now, as LogiSwords will be the ones entering the dance. More than likely, unless this is a reverse sweep. That would be something to witness, wouldn't it? This is another underpass story like Midtown. Gotta be a little bit worried about that underpass. Struggled on Midtown in it. How is your team gonna fare here against LogiSwords on Gibraltar? Gonna have to see some miracle push coming out from this Notif squad if they want a chance at a series victory. I would love to see it, though. I want to see this go to 5 maps. I don't know if it's possible for Notif to beat this team consistently enough for it, though. I don't know if they've taken a map off of him yet, so I don't even know if it's possible for them to take a map. Zarya gets that bubble bursted immediately, has another one, but that one's going to be shredded through too, and Zarya's going to go down here. A trade will happen, though. So they're trading. Hanzo versus Cassidy on point. Who is the better DPS? We will find out shortly. And it's Cassidy. So, the payload will begin moving here. I'm going to hit a quick pause, I think. I really want to watch the series, so I will be pausing this match real quick. I gotta go do something. So most matches I would not pause the VOD for me leaving, but this one is far too important for me to want to do that. So I'm going to continue casting this one, especially since there's no real easy way for me to record the fights on an escort map. So here we go, under the underpass. Had some struggles with this particular type of structure for Notif earlier. See if that continues. It might. Very low health bars on the side of LogiSwords, though. Zarya gonna die first again. Cassidy gonna die on the outside, though. Hanzo's gonna go down, so trades coming through here. And Queen's probably gonna fall. So, a fight victory for Notif. They will continue pushing this thing, and this is looking very different than Midtown. So, first point will be capped. Good push coming through from No Diff Unks. Reaper's gonna fall. Zarya's gonna go down. Queen's gonna go down next, and Hanzo's last man standing on this point, and he's probably gonna fall. This is looking like the comeback that No Diff Unks need if they want a chance in this series. I am hoping, I am praying for a reverse sweep situation. I want to see a map 5, and I want it to come down to the wire. I don't care who wins that map 5. I just want the chance of seeing a map 5 today. If they continue this dominance on Gibraltar and win, we will be going to at least a map 4. Moira, ooh, getting very low. That's not good. Can they get the Hanzo? I am full biased. I want a map 5. Queen and Hanzo going down. A chance presents itself here. Can they capitalize? Zarya getting low, but Orisa's going to fall first. Reaper and... So, Cassidy and Widowmaker versus Reaper. Only one's alive here. Cassidy's going to be pushing this payload forward, though, so they will get some cart progress out of this. Reaper's up top. He's going to drop down. This could spell disaster for him. However, his team should be back soon. They are going to be back shortly. Reaper's back. Oh, Reaper lives through that. He is going to die to the Widowmaker, but the trades do favor LogiSwords, and they will eventually deal with this Widowmaker on the outside, looking in. 3 minutes on the clock here. They've almost pushed through this second point. And if we look at the ults on the board, almost everything available except for the wall hacks, which were just used. Very insignificant ult when it comes to overbots, especially. Already a pretty insignificant ult overall, but even more so in overbots. I mean, it's pretty significant in actual Overwatch when you're like a good team. Reaper will be the first to fall. Not a great use of the castle. Actually, he still had it, so he came around the corner and shot the Zarya. Okay, that actually worked out very well, and this will lead to a second point take here for No Diff Unks, and they have a very good chance at completing this map. Fighting their way back into this series. I'm adrenaline fueled. Here comes some more coalescence. However, the rampage from Queen, I mean, will result in a very quick teamfight victory for LogiSwords, it looks like, as the anti-healing was applied. Orisa's going to go down here, it seems. Just kind of in their back line for some reason. She will eventually fall. So, they get it right to the second checkpoint. With 0 meters on the board. Uh-oh. Cassidy gonna get himself killed more than likely here. Moira's gonna be the first to fall, though. This is a really rough spot to push out of if you are No Diff Unks. It's just such a tight corridor to get through. And a good minute will be taken off the clock after that failed push. Cassidy gonna try to push in out that door, side door there. Just looking for some picks. Just doing a little bit of extra work here. Hanzo gonna find that Cassidy. Does diff him. Gonna diff the Moira. And that is, oh, 2 kills coming in very quickly from the side of No Diff Unks, and they have a chance of winning this now, as the respawns are gonna come through pretty quickly for them. Orisa on that high ground is going to throw down her jab. And Reaper's all alone on point here. Can the Orisa deal with these 2 threats? Well, with some help, she will be able to. Queen's going to be taken down. And the payload can start moving again here shortly as Reaper is going to fall. 2 minutes on the clock. I don't know if they're going to be able to fully push through this map, but at the very least, they will make some progress on this third point. A draw becoming less likely. Okay. Zarya going to go down. as she pushes a little bit too hard. Hanzo gonna go down after, and here comes the orb. Moira's kind of alone out here, but Widowmaker's actually got some good positioning. She's gonna deal with that Reaper as she plays a little bit back. Queen getting very low. She's probably gonna die. Well, she does disengage. Cassidy gonna be looking at her, getting pulled towards her. Might actually just be the end of Queen here, as she does get a little bit aggressive and will eventually fall. So No Diff Unks able to push through. They might get this final point on Gibby. Oh my gosh, Zarya goes down. No Diff Unks making this a close one here. Orissa's going to go down. Hanzo very low on the side. He is going to go down to the Widow headshot as she plays from the outside looking in. However, 52 seconds on the clock, and LogiSwords will win this fight. So, some ults online. The most impactful ults we have for the side of No Diff Unks, including the Orisa ult and the Cassidy High Noon. Although Orisa is pushing in a little bit poorly here. I don't know about this push. She's going in 1v4. She's on the payload though. Oh, that's a huge anti. I do not know about this one. That is probably just going to be it. It's where the payload is going to end. So, not able to push through the whole map, but a very decent push. They didn't quite use those ults. I'm not sure why. But that will just be where it ends. Right at the end of point 3. Now they know what they have to do. If they can hold them to the first or second point, they will secure their victory. If they get to the third point, I have a feeling they're going to push it all the way. But if they can hold them, we will get a map 4 in this series. I'm hoping for a 5 mapper. Gonna need some map that heavily favors No Diff Unks in the future too. And then hopefully that last map is like a Koth map that can favor both teams at different times. We'll see. So far, No Diff Unks looking a lot more lively on this map than Midtown and the map after that combined. I don't even remember what they played on. Oh, they played on Malevento, right? The deathmatch map. Okay. Escort looking a lot better than the hybrid and the deathmatch did for No Diff Unks. They are keeping this one a little closer. We'll have to see how the offense looks from LogiSwords. This could heavily swing in favor of them if No Diff Unks don't play their cards right. Widowmaker, one of those surprise picks that actually creates some value when she starts going. And she starts like going in the back and starts hitting headshots. She can actually turn whole fights around. It's very surprising to witness, especially since the tragedy we viewed of her bot in previous seasons. She was never on very good teams, but here with No Diff Unks, she has looked a little bit better, although that first fight was very dominant for LogiSwords. Kind of similar to what happened on the other end, although I think it only ended up with Cassidy beating Reaper at the very end and pushing. So I guess it was a little bit better for LogiSwords. No Diff Unks are getting a little bit scared now. I'm getting a little bit scared for No Diff Unks. I want to see them make a hold, man. Okay, Orisa coming in. She's gonna jab that Zarya back. Hanzo's gonna go in. He does get that bubble. Gonna pick off the Moira. So, and oh, Cass going down too. Oh, that's not good. So it looks like No Diff Unks are gonna get diffed a little bit here. I'm not too sure about this anymore. I'm a little bit worried. Does Orisa get out of here in time? I think she's just gonna sacrifice herself to the point. Yeah, that's not great. We are going to see a full team investment coming through too, so not exactly ideal if you are No Diff Unks here. Orisa staggering out that long. So, pretty big time bank coming through here for the side of LogiSwords, and this is looking bad now. Sorry, might get herself killed here. To see though. Like I said, I think we have to see the hold really start to take place on either this point or the first point. And if they can't hold them here or there, I don't know, man. I think this is just over. I think this is just curtains on the 3-0. I didn't really want this to be a 3-0. I was kind of excited for it, but history just repeats itself here, more than likely. They are getting very close to the checkpoint. I don't know if we're going to see a touch. We probably won't. Trade coming through. Do we see a touch? Can Widowmaker get out? Widowmaker does get out just in time. 3v3 on point. Cassidy and Widowmaker will be going up against this Hanzo, and Hanzo's going to go down next. Zarya is going to go out after, and Reaper is the only man left. And that is what you need to see. That is indeed what you need to see. On the side of No Diff Unks. However, a monster time bank to work with, but it's such a long trek back to this point that if No Diff Unks can win another fight or two, suddenly you're looking at a very low time bank. Hopefully Moira does not feed here. Queen's going to push in, going in onto this cast, going to get a fat ultimate, and that's going to result in a very fast point take, so unfortunate here for No Diff Unks. I really wanted to see them come into their own here. I'm still going back to the point here. So we will see a very odd situation here because Zarya got spawned, so split spawned. But I think at the end of the day, this is just going to result in a fight victory for LogiSwords. They will continue moving forward, and it doesn't look like it's possible to win this anymore. If you are No Diff Unks, unfortunately this might just be a 3-0. I was hoping No Diff Unks would put together something here, but this LogiSwords just seems to have their number. Only one kill coming from 2 ults is not a good sign, as it's immediately traded out. And LogiSwords are going to handily win this one. Orisa, at least stalling the point for a little bit longer before she goes down. But now she goes off the point. It does mean they're probably just going to finish the map right here, right now. There's going to be a little bit of a recontest, I think. Oh, they're all going back for the Orisa, so they won't even touch the payload, and that's how this one's going to end. Actually, no, they will touch the payload, right? Yeah, they will touch the payload. Okay, so we at least get one more fight. Can No Diff Unks secure the point here? They do take out the Zarya and the Queen. Hanzo's going to go down here. Reaper getting very low. He will fall. 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. No Diff Unks giving themselves a chance to win this, but man, the ultimates. Reaper has his ult online. There's no ultimates on the side of No Diff Unks. Now that you use that Moira ult, and Widowmaker's looking like she's just going to die right here. Oh, Zarya's getting very low. She is going to fall. However, no one's on payload. No one's on payload. Hanzo's on the payload all alone. Is he going to put it in? Oh, he almost did. 0.4 meters. And fortunately, No Diff Unks 0.4 meters away from defeat. Oh, no. Okay, they are able to pick up that Reaper without him touching. Oh my word. 0.04 meters away from victory. Hanzo almost pushes it in. Why are they pushing up so far? You have to wonder. Zarya going around. Is Zarya going to get this back cap? Oh no. Oh no. Zarya's going to get the back cap, and that's going to be it. 3-0 with a Zarya back cap. Will be the score for LogiSwords as they secure themselves a spot in the playoffs. No Diff Unks almost doing it. Oh my word. Gotta think if the divisions were any different, if LogiSwords were on the opposite side. No Defunks very well could have made it into the playoffs. They would have had like 2 victories over AI. I don't know, man. Maybe in a different world, No Defunks make the playoffs. But right here, right now, they are out. And that has got to hurt.